Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping. Woo, 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 woo. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Chad Murray in the house.
Hello, everybody.
Just over here making sure we're live in all the right places. We're live on the Best Damn Bookkeeping page. Guy, what's going on in the background there? What's the background noise? Is that on my end? Oh. Huh. Anyway.
Sorry, man. Was that me?
I don't know. I don't know what that was. It was just.
You're on mute.
Am I on mute?
Oh, sorry. I may be on mute. Wait.
You're not on mute. Am I on mute? Somebody could be on mute. Here we go. Let me get us out here. I'm doing the thing, y'all. Knock it off. Knock it off, you smart ass. Chad's sitting over there like he's in a kung fu movie. All right, I am going to this is the thing that I request of all of y'all listeners is if you comment, get over to the Best Damn Bookkeeping Facebook page. I am pasting the link to that in my personal Facebook page. If you're on LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, don't worry about it. But if you're watching on Facebook and hanging out with us, get over to the Best Damn Bookkeeping Facebook page. Well, that reminds me, I got to click go live on Instagram. And I need to open this non-alcoholic beer. Whoa. Chad, you got like the weirdest. It's Chad's. You got the weirdest background noise coming in out of nowhere. I don't know what's doing it. I believe you that there's no noise over there, but your microphone is just making noises randomly every once in a while. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works. I do know that Sean Day is in the house. There he is.
What's happening?
America.
All the way.
This is a pretty okay non-alcoholic IPA here. It's not as good as a regular IPA.
I think Chad's volume to his speakers are just turned up way too high. Can you lower it down?
He's got an audio thing going on.
I'm going to mute and tell me if you still hear it.
Oh, shoot.
You're something is wrong with your audio.
Yeah,
We can hardly hear you. Yeah, you sound like you're a mile away.
I think the gain is,
Connor LeBolt. Connor LeBolt says hi, and I am pretty sure he's going to be the next, track and field star of the world with a name like that. That boy is fast as Michael Gregory in the house.
My house.
He's in the house.
Oh no, I screwed up the ratio here.
Well, Chad was here, but he's having all sorts of audio issues. So he's over there fixing audio issues. We got Angela coming in the house. We got Martin Henschel. Martin Henschel's watching on the personal feed. Look at, I told you. Oh, Jai, what? We just clicked the button at the same time. Connor, I knew it. He said, I've been doing track for a long time. Been doing it since I was in middle school. Buddy, I believe it. You can't. I mean, it's like if your last name is LeBolt, you're obligated to run track. You don't have a choice. You got to be fast. You have no choice. Could you imagine LeBolt and the guy's like really slow? It'd be so unfortunate. It'd be so unfortunate.
Welcome to the show, man.
You gotta be fast. Let's see. Chad's back. What we got? We got. Say something awesome, Chad.
Something awesome, Chad.
Oh,
there you go.
Now you got her.
Good job, man.
You know what it was? I logged in on a different logged in on Internet Explorer instead of
that's fine.
this other crap. The one thing I always use, Google, whatever.
The world knows nobody uses Internet Explorer.
I know.
Barry, you're here, but you're in the wrong chat. Barry chimed in on my personal chat. Barry, scroll up a little bit in that chat and click the link to the Facebook that goes over to the Best Damn Bookkeeping page.
Very little.
Very little.
Nice.
Then I can put your comment. Then I can put your comment on the big screen here. But Barry chimed in. He said, "Hey guys, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm here now. Time to get down to business." It is time to get down to business, but let me first do this like a good show host, which is Home Service Happy Hour, brought to you by best day in bookkeeping, higher lead chill. My man Sean Day over there. We got click call sell. Michael Gregory down in the corner. Chad's got like 8 different businesses, sometimes 7, sometimes 2, sometimes 10. He's in flux. But his new motto: stop working broke. He's got a little marketing jam. He's got a coaching jam. There's Barry. Look at this guy. Barry, you're one of the few people that actually like follows that instruction and executes it well. You just like, you're the man.
Barry's a good dude, man. Good dude.
I get to see Barry late February. I'll see Barry out in Vegas. I'm 99.9% sure. Looking forward to that. Get my at least once a year Barry hangout time in. We got some business to get down to about 2026 plans. We got some labor market to get down to. But first, let's do this. What's up, Sean Day? It's been a long time since we've been graced with your presence on the show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Got a lot of things going on. Been diving into some other industries. We're getting signed up and booked up. Kids aren't crashing cars anymore. That's all cool. So, yeah, it's really good, man. Saving a lot of money on that. Like my son's driving like an old lady now. I don't even bother watching my daughter's stuff. That just gets me too nervous.
Yeah. You got to balance mental health and paying attention to your children's driving habits.
Yeah. I've got a 17 and 18-year-old. I pretty much did my job. I mean, they know right from wrong at this point. It's all up to them from here, man. It's pretty much what it is.
I like that. Hands off. Laissez-faire dad now.
Yes. Yeah. But that's it. I mean, went to a childcare thing, which was just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
A childcare thing? Were you picking up my kiddo from daycare? What do you mean a childcare thing? Of course it's crazy.
Let me dive into that just a little bit further. A convention.
Please do explain.
A convention. I was roaming around a couple childcare places in the neighborhood, man. It was great.
Report him.
I got sick 12 times before I left. Oh, that guy likes toes. That's a weird comment to just throw on the thing. But,
Might have been Cole. Cole Sycophus?
I'm trying to think.
That's definitely not Cole Sycophus.
That's not Cole.
I would know, but Cole Sycophus is going to probably be on the late night happy hour show tonight, as a matter of fact. Connor asks, what are you doing now? And I don't know how to answer that because you're watching me. So I think you know what I'm doing now, which is I'm making a business podcast. So you're at a daycare convention, if I heard you right. Yes. Yeah, you weren't just at a daycare. You weren't just because first you were talking about you got a 17, 18-year-old. Then you're like, I was at this daycare thing.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure the record was set straight. Nobody takes that sound bite and uses it against
you. There's a balance on this fast-paced radio show and trying to get all the details in at the same time, man.
So what? Give us the lowdown. What happens at a daycare convention?
Well, at this particular one, there was a ton of energy, and it was just so much like every other service. It's like there's $100,000 to $150,000 for one person that's watching the kiddos. They can watch between 10 and 15. It's so much like our home service industry. It's incredible. So it's a good fit for us. I learned an awful lot. I had a lot of deep combos. There's a lot of dancing going on at this one. There's a gala costume party going on at this one. There's Ron Howard from Sotellus dancing like a freaking 20-year-old at the age of 78. It was just, it's when you go up to speak and you're trying to get all the information to them and they go, you need to have music. What do you want us to play while you're up there dancing? And I'm like, am I speaking? What am I doing? So I had some dancing I had to do, and it was cool. It was fun, man. And it was how did
the knees hold up? How did the knees hold up during your dance?
I grabbed it a couple times to bring it along and had some weird looks with that because I think they thought that was part of my dance move.
Yeah, the stanky leg. They probably thought you were doing the stanky leg.
I was doing the stank leg, man. The Pocahontas. But there was a lot of like, I'd go, hey man, and the ABCs, it's the ABCs, always be recruiting, and it'd be like, amen, absolutely, oh yeah, and it was just like I was like the preacher in church, dude.
It's like, yeah,
It was fun.
you're just at the Baptist church where everybody's yelling back to you.
High roller, man. I was a high roller there. You were healed. I was making people walk out of wheelchairs.
I doubt it. I don't believe that part, but that sounds good.
That's where Shady came in. I gotta pull.
Okay, I got you. That's good. That's good stuff. We got Angela Chanowski in the house. If I didn't mention it before, the show is also brought to you by Unique Genius and Angela. What's up, Angela? Or as your brother would call you, Ange.
Yes, that's true. I was a little late. JC made me a brand new office while I was gone, and so the studio and lighting, and I have this new black office. So.
You look
good.
Angela.
You got the camera. Do you have ice on your camera right now? Is your camera iced down?
No, AC figured out what was wrong with the camera and putting it on a different setting, and we no longer have to have ice on the camera.
Nice.
So,
maybe it's on 8 or something.
Bit of a bummer. I kind of preferred the ice camera.
Ice dripping off and all that. Yeah. So no, that's good. We're in this. We're only home for a few days in December. So we just got off of, I was in Salt Lake for a conference, and then Roofing Process Conference was incredible. We were both there in Marco Island. Jesse Cole, I had never heard him speak live, but Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah.
He was so good. So good.
What's his shtick? What does he get into?
Fans first. So he went into all their philosophies on fans first. Like that's all they think about. That's Savannah Bananas is like different kind of baseball. And it was always like, what do the fans want? What do the fans want? Not what do we do to make money? What is preserving the game in baseball, but what do fans want? And one of the funny top things they do is they do 9 to 12 experiments every game. They try something new. Try 9 to 12.
9 to 12?
Yeah, new things every game.
Wow.
And so it's like, if you're not experimenting, if you are not, and he's like, only usually one of them work. So if you're not having like 11 failures in your business a week because you're experimenting, you're doing it wrong.
That's astounding.
So just things like that, like totally fans first. So
I'm curious. And this is going to maybe foreshadow a little bit about today's discussion, but I'm curious what you guys have thought like about all of our industries. We also serve other home service businesses, and we've pretty much all run other service businesses as well in some capacity. And when and this is my bias, and I'm curious how you guys feel about this, like, what is that one thing in our businesses? Like, if we could just boil it down to like, ultimately, if we get this thing right, this makes everything else work. And I have found it's always the employees. If we get the employees right, everything else works. The rest is just math. But the employees are more complicated than that. Sean, I already know you're going to agree with me, so I'm going to kick it over to Michael, and we're going to come back to Sean. I want to get a labor market update, and like I said, it's a little bit of foreshadowing today. I want to talk about the employee thing and like other stuff we need to be thinking about for 2026 and getting dialed in on now, you know, even though we're kind of viewing it as the slow season for many. But Michael, you obviously run a marketing agency, so I don't maybe it's a little different for you, but have you found anything where it's like, man, if we just this fans first, we just got to get this one thing and focus on that, and then the rest of it kind of fits together around that?
Yeah, I mean, the team is everything. Without a team, I mean, think about like Tesla wouldn't have amazing cars if like they didn't have like a team of people that could build amazing robots to build cars. So, I mean, that's a tough one to beat. I don't know if there's even one thing. I'd say reach and reputation probably would be it, because if people don't know who you are and you don't have the trust of the audience you're trying to target, awareness, then nothing else matters. You can have an amazing team, but if nobody knows who you are and they don't trust you, you're not even gonna have an opportunity to have a team to work with.
It's like a chicken and egg situation.
Yeah. You be the chicken, I'll be the egg.
I ditto that. And that's what Jesse's big thing was, not to steal the time again, but they spend no money on marketing because they have so much reach from the crazy shit they do.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. They
Because
were
the
here
fans, the
in San
fans
Diego.
are the
It was
market.
like tickets for the Savannah Banana game here in San Diego 2 or 3 months ago were more expensive than Padre tickets. And the Padres are the second or third highest selling team in MLB. And it was like wild to see that.
I feel like the Savannah Bananas are one step short of basketball. You remember Basketball, the movie where like the dudes from South Park made the horse, the game of horse, a taunting basketball. I feel like Savannah Bananas is on the way to that. I like it. I approve. Chad, this is a new record. I've never seen you be quiet for so long. I know
It's
you
been
got
very hard because I disagree with you guys. It's been
Good.
very difficult.
Good.
Here we go. You
Let's
have
go.
no business if you don't know your numbers and you don't have customer acquisition. So you have to dial that in first so that you can even have a team.
It's a good point.
So if you cannot have enough customer acquisition, who gives a shit if you have a good or bad team? Doesn't matter. You have to get clients. And then after you get the clients, then obviously you have to work out the culture and everything else and the process and stuff like that. But if you literally don't have clients continually knocking on your door, you don't have a business. And as you scale, it's got to keep going.
I agree, but I would say if you have a good team, the clients come find you because
in home service businesses, yes and no. Most home services, and I mean, so this is where remodelers, yes. But when you get down to like a window washer, unless you're getting into commercial, and you're starting to build your book of business, that
the
can be kind of a
relationship isn't
subscription
powerful
basis.
enough.
If you're not building, so there are the different models. Your
Yeah.
subscription basis, yes, can start growing with not as much customer acquisition marketing, but you get into the chimney cleaning, most window washing, even though they try to do it. I mean, just a lot of these one-off roofers, the ones that, the chances of me reservicing you next year are slim.
Yep.
Those got to get me 5 to 10 or even 50 leads this week so that I can keep growing and going. And so, I mean, like for us, for instance, in our off season in the chimney business, we had 5 salesmen all year. We still gave them all pretty much 2 to 3 appointments a day. And that was the max that we'd let them get them because of the process of how long it took. So 3 a day. So, I had to do minimum of 15 times 5, whatever that equals, 75 leads minimum a week just to stay in business. Of course, we did better than that. And then the fall and winter was insane. But I mean, so when you look at a lot of these people, like pressure washing, those guys are on a I need new clients more than I need to service my old clients. I mean,
To start, for sure, to start.
Yeah, well, even if, I mean, unless you get it, so obviously you do the subscription model and you can keep growing that, that book of repetitive business. But when you really look at it, and we're talking about, which we're going to get into the next year's goals, so maybe I can segue and help that out a little bit, and we can talk about this later. But I mean, you got to know your numbers to know what you're going to spend on and how to elevate what you should be pinpointing on what's working and what's not working in your marketing to do that. And if you don't have money to market, how are you going to spend money on culture?
Agreed. And the backbone of any marketing is repeats and referrals.
Correct.
Like the lowest hanging fruit is the people that already know you and the people that they know. And so whatever you can do to facilitate that is kind of where marketing starts. And then you start finding people that don't know you. Sean, I just jumped over you because I already knew your answer, but that's unfair. So give us a little Sean Dayism.
I sleep really, really, really well at night, losing 2 or 3 clients. I do not sleep very well at night if I lose 2 or 3 employees. That's just the way I look at it, as simple as I can put it. Whether that's at the beginning of business, you're $1 million company. Once you get over there, in 10 million, you can lose some employees and you'll live and not worry so much. You've got other people worrying about that. So I think for me, if you're that business owner that's in it day to day and you're in the trenches still a little bit, even if you're not in the truck every day and you're still trying to grow the business, I think the employee side is vital. I think it's absolutely vital. And at that point, you're getting Google reviews. You should have hundreds of them. That gets you more business. You get more referrals. That should get you more business. Chad's got a great point where there is a huge difference between subscription and transactional. If you own a transactional business, employees aren't as important. If you're going inside of Mrs. Jones' house and you're going into her bathroom or bedroom and talking about her kids and her husband and stuff, that's a relationship that you've got to have phenomenal employees or you're going to go out of business. I don't care how much you spend in marketing.
I do think it's the chicken and the egg thing, like we said.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you can't have one
don't discount that I put this first, because believe me, to stay in business after you figured out your client retention and client acquisition, it's all about your employees, right? I mean, but the question is, what do you have, to work on the next year? I've got 4 new clients in the coaching. All of them are less than 2 years old. So they're adolescent, very adolescent. Well, let's just talk about babies in business.
Yeah, they should be at the daycare with Sean. We're going to all the daycare stuff.
None of them spending money on marketing until I'm all of a sudden blowing their mind that, listen, if you're going to scale or start getting stuff, you've got to spend money on marketing. And one of them just got a $125,000 project approved from spending marketing money. So he would have never gotten that job if he didn't. So yeah,
let's do this. I gotta since we're a radio show, before Jai yells at me here. Well, Jai never yells at me, but before Jai politely reminds me, let's do a little commercial break. I want to get to I gotta do a labor market update. We're overdue on a labor market update now that our government decided to go back to work. We can actually have some data to do a labor market update with. We got that. We got to talk about recruiting. We got to talk about other 2026 plans. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with a little more Home Service Happy Hour right on Turfs Up Radio.
Attention green industry pros. It's almost time for the biggest event in the Carolinas, Green and Growing 2026. Turfs Up Radio will be there broadcasting live, bringing you interviews, product launches, and expert insight. Want to grow your business? Then don't miss this one. January 2026. Register now at greenandgrowing.com. Tune in and turn up on Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Get ready to abandon gas with Crest Commercial. With insane power and extreme longevity, the era of batteries trailing behind gas engines is over. With the Crest revolutionary 8-minute cyber system, Crest Commercial landscape tools provide the same power and performance as their gas-powered counterparts, as much as a 2-stroke engine. Plus, the Crest 60-volt CyberPack batteries charge in 8 minutes or less. Professional landscapers can finally make the switch to battery without sacrificing performance, power, or runtime. Crest, it's the only choice to replace gas. For more information or to find a dealer near you, visit Crest.com.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Angela's even snapping. Angela, were you just snapping?
I was.
I heard a little snap. I don't know if I can show this on the screen, but we had a couple yahoos in the chat from YouTube earlier, and I was just laughing as Jai removed them and removed their comments.
I was like, did YouTube remove them, or how did they get removed?
Something happened in the YouTube algorithm where YouTube likes to put us in front of some jackwagons. Not all, but there's always a few people that jump in on YouTube and you're just like, what are you doing here?
It's because of it's because of the new format thing, the vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they put you on a lot of people's screens.
Well, welcome all you weirdos. Welcome to the Home Service Happy Hour podcast.
I had to curate the the comments, man. I had to.
Oh, I think you crushed it. You crushed it.
Thanks, man.
One guy was
Thanks.
talking about licking toes. Like, what are we doing here? Saying a toe licking convention. We're talking about daycare conventions.
You're on timeout.
Can't
Go
have
to
that.
daycare.
Yeah. I saw Anthony Freeman dropped a question in the personal chat, but I'm so sticking to drop it in the oh, there he is. Look at here he is. Oh, Jai. Hey, see? Look at Anthony, much like Barry, is good at following instructions. He made it. He made it to the cool kids club over here. Anthony, drop your question in. I want to do one other thing before we answer your question. I'm not even going to tell what the rest of the panel what your question is, even though I know what it is. Sean, can you hit us with a little labor market update? What's going on in the world now that the government decided that they are going to do their jobs too? And so we can start getting some data about how the world works. You got some stuff for us? Also, you're on mute, by the way. You're on mute over there. That happens every once in a while. That happens.
Good.
Yeah, now you're here. You're here.
It's absolutely crazy because the data is so uncertain because the government closed down. So literally, we just got September job market information. They're not going to come out with October stuff. And that's really hard to determine what the hell's going on with the labor market. I know the last time we talked, we were talking about manufacturing coming back, some immigration things and how that is tightening up the labor market. So that stuff still kind of is happening, but there's no data to back up hardly anything. There's three things that, I guess four after today, the rate, Federal Reserve lowered rates by a quarter point, but that was pretty much expected. But I would say that in January of this year, the unemployment rate was at 4.0. It's now at 4.4. So that's not a good trend for unemployment. I think that's part of the reason that the Federal Reserve is in a lowering the rate mode. It's no longer inflation. It's just not an issue anymore. And I know things still cost a lot, but we're not at 6%, 9%. We're at 2.7%, and 2.5% is pretty much where they want to be. So they're kind of where they want to be with that. And gas prices have gone down dramatically in the last month.
They have. I'm loving it. I've been making hunting trips. I feel like I'm getting paid to drive,
especially if you're a hunting man. So that really hasn't gotten through the marketplace yet, right? The market, that it's really been pretty as far as goods being transported and so on. So I think they're not really worried about the inflation stuff right now. They're worried about the labor market because there's so much going on with tariffs. There's so much going on with the unemployment rate. But the strange thing is the participation rate has pretty much been unchanged since January. That hardly ever happens. So there's not more people coming into the labor market, and there's not as much hiring going on. It's pretty stale. So they don't like that. They don't like just the stale thing while the unemployment rate's ticking up. So I think the labor market's starting to soften. Then the other part is we have no direction as to the seasonality of what's going on right now for the blue collar world, right? I will tell you probably next week we'll get some information on the market on the 16th. We're going to get a lot more information then. I'll be able to tell you a lot more on the 16th, which is a Tuesday. So hopping back on the 17th, I'll have a lot more information.
Sweet. We know obviously this year was riddled with economic uncertainty, tariffs and all that stuff, moving parts. I'm curious. I don't know if the data would tell us this or not, but we can act like we know what it means. It seems to me like if the unemployment rate is going up, but the participation rate isn't, it kind of goes back to a little bit of like uncertainty of, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Right. Or the old baby boomer crux of, maybe I'm unemployed, but whatever. I'm 60. I'm not going to do anything about it. And I've seen this happen, like just people being let go because they're expensive and they've been in the labor market for so long, and they're just like especially in the corporate world, they're the most expensive people in their jobs. and somebody's willing to come in, younger person and do the same job for a whole lot less money, and they don't need to make as much money. They haven't been at that company for it, and that's not in our small business world as much, but I see that in the corporate world for sure.
Well, I think as home services, the trades goes, it's easy to run a business when things are good and the economy's booming. And so when it gets like stale, like it wasn't a horrible year this year, but it wasn't a great year.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like, it was kind of like you said, it was stagnant. It's like, it was kind of like par for the course off of a bad year last year, and so getting that home rate down and getting that Fed guy out of there and getting a new one in there. I don't care if he's a Trump guy or not, just someone who's going to drive the Federal Reserve down to where the housing market is everything pretty much. I mean, gas prices are great. All that stuff is great. I love tariffs. I mean, especially if they end up, I don't know, this will happen when they get rid of the income tax. Okay, whatever. But you get the housing market moving again. You're employing realtors. You're getting home improvements. You're getting cleanings. You're getting everything just starts moving. I mean, that's why essential employees were still working in late 20 and 21. That the housing market was going nuts while everybody sat at home and couldn't go to work half a day. And so blah, blah, blah.
That's interesting.
So when you look at So to bring this full circle into what's going on, like Sean was talking about, I think you mentioned this, Dan, is business owners are letting go and not letting it go and just kind of in that hold mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just going to do business as is. And the problem with doing business as is if you're not a good business owner, you're getting your ass kicked right now.
If you ain't growing, you're shrinking.
Well, if you're not trying to grow, you're at least staying the same right now. I mean, I got the tale of two stories. I've got 3 roofers I either coach or do marketing for. No, I coach all 3 of them. One of them is nearly out of business. He was the biggest one. Now, he had some turnover out of his own hands. Another one thought he was out of business, hired me, and in literally 3 days found $100K.
That helps. That'll keep you in business a little longer.
That'll keep you in business. And so finds $100K
under that pillow.
Yeah, finds $100K with me helping him just get his head out of his ass. And then the other one has been in business a long time and just steady Eddie. He's set up, he's got investments, he's got, everybody's pretty much he's set up his whole company like that. And so I'm dealing with all 3 scenarios that we're talking about with the economy. And so good, bad, and the ugly, I'm coaching all of it. And it's really it boils down to, if you're listening to this, if you're not like trying new things, like Savannah Bananas, whatever, which I do love them, by the way. And doing all this kind of, what can I do now? Can I take a little bit of risk, but I'm very, very educated type of risk stuff, and spend a little bit more to get that extra little that you can get, especially in the off season. Yeah. So
Anthony's officially in the cool kid club now. Angela or Michael, you guys got any thoughts, anything to add on that?
Well, I'll keep talking if that's all you guys want to do is hear me talk.
There was a lot there. Talking. That was a inch deep and a mile wide, so it's hard to like pinpoint any one thing on that. It's very interesting here. I work with over 200 people for a Click Call Sell and 10 as a CMO at a very, very like detailed high level. And the clients that I experienced with have very well established brands. They did a little bit better than ones that are like just brand new or emerging or don't have the reputation kind of established. It's one of the reasons I gave the answer that I did. As far as hiring goes, it's a practice. It's something you learn how to do, you get better at, and culture is not a light switch. It's not an on and off. It's a dimmer, right? And you just get better and better at culture. And it's not necessarily culture from the top down. I think it's like the culture from the inside out. It's like your team. When somebody gets introduced to your team, it's that, and it grows outward from there. And so I would say to anybody that's like looking at the labor, I love these. And I remember talking to you and Sean about like, we should give more of these labor market updates, because Sean's listening and knows way more about this than most people that I know. So I love his insights. But as it applies to my local small business, in my local economy, in my market, there's so much nuance to it. And like the trades and the services and the frequency and training and everything else, if you're struggling to find somebody right now, and I've probably said this before on this radio show, right now, within 10 miles of any direction where you are, anybody listening to this, there are hundreds of people doing home services right now, hundreds of pest control, house cleaners, painters, handymen, roofing, whatever, hundreds of hourly paid or commission-based technicians doing work right now. And if you're struggling to find that, look inward, because if you don't have a strong base, it starts with you. And
go look in the mirror.
I would say you are the issue if you're struggling to find people.
I still think Sean needs to send a mirror in every like new client care package. Hey,
yeah,
let me show you the most important part of your recruiting system.
It just starts with you. Like once you get the traction and the momentum, it like you can fade away. I love a story Brandon Vaughn talked about years and years ago where, he grinding to build All Clean the way he had it. And then one day he's in the shop and he's doing something. He comes out of his office and there's like a tech there grabbing a pressure washing hose, whatever it was. And they both looked at each other like, who are you? Who are you? And Brandon like literally didn't know who he was, but the culture was at that point well established, to the point where the owner didn't even know an employee that was in getting a hose from the warehouse. So you don't always need to be the pulse of your culture, because at some point in time, your leadership team and your culture itself is the one that recruits and retains that talent.
Beauty. Angela finishes off on that one. Then we got Anthony's question to get to.
Yeah, I would echo that in that the culture is your biggest recruiting tool. It's the biggest way you're going to find people. Somebody just asked us recently about how are you sourcing? And I mean, we are sourcing in a different way, people in a different country, but people for home service. And it's all about your reputation. And are people knocking down the door to get to work in your company? And then you're not out there grasping at somebody that's breathing.
Dumpster hiring, just doing the old dumpster hire.
But you are sourcing and using higher lead show and things to go pick and go find great people. But as soon as they see you, they want to be part of your organization. And that makes all the difference. And that's what we worked hard on from the beginning, is building such a strong foundation that everybody wanted to be part of it, and then they want to stay. And it's just a different part of raving fans. Like when we said, I was talking about Jessica and fan first, you can have a fan first culture that is your clients, but you should also have a fan first culture that's your team.
It is always a great experience for me to have people that are marketing people, because every time I hear a Chad, an Angela, a Michael, I can just tell you exactly the same thing in recruiting. It's a brand, right? It's trust. Michael talked about trust. They talked about branding, raving fans. There's Google reviews. Indeed has reviews on how it is to work at Higher Lead Chill and how it is to work at Best Damn Bookkeeping and ABC Cleaning. Those are like your Google reviews on the employee side of this. If you are a maid service and you're doing cleaning for a reason, what do you think that tells people your business is about? When you're going out and providing free cleanings for people dying of cancer, isn't that a hell of a brand for somebody on the employee side to hear that type of thing? Those things are exactly like marketing. So when I always preach that marketing and recruiting are the same, it's such a cool thing for me to hear it again. And it just keeps, I can't unprove that if I wanted to. I just couldn't.
This explains why earlier when we were saying fans first, what's the same thing in the home service world? And we're like, well, employees, well, customers too. Well, employees, well, customers too. And the reality is to what Chad pointed out, they can't exist without the other one. They have to coexist, and they have to basically happen at the same time. And we've preached that forever, capacity equals demand equals your life is a hell of a lot better. To the extent that formula isn't true, your life tends to suck. Let's do this. We got to hit another commercial break.
Let me add one something before the commercial break. Let me add one more thing.
Angela was ready to dance. Angela was ready to dance.
I'll be quick.
Just ruined it for her.
Like Sean kept mentioning that hiring is like marketing. Well, it's exactly what it is. If you go to if you need somebody and you haven't been actively always trying to hire, meaning you should at least be stacking applications all the time. I mean, I don't care if you put $100 budget if you're small a month, or if you're a bigger company, $300 or $400 a budget every month. Even when you're not hiring, you always have that fan base to pull from. We had that at Masters. We had that at Masters. So.
Yep. Let's take a break. Jai, hit us with some music. I know Michael's got a jet as well. We're going to come back. We're going to answer, not Anthony, because that's who asked the question. We're going to answer Anthony's question, which is, and now, Michael, you might want to stay to answer this one. The question is, can you make $300,000 without a website? Don't answer now. We're answering when we get back, and then we're going to talk about some stuff you guys should be doing now. All right. Angela's doing more kung fu over there. We'll be right back, Business Nerds. See you in a minute.
Lawn and Landscape Pros, are you ready to run your business instead of it running you? Then it's time to join the Profit Circle. Led by Wayne the Profit Voles, this business coaching group helps you grow and profit by mastering the real stuff: selling, marketing, advertising, cost calculation, bidding, contracts, customer and employee relationships, scaling your business, and more. If you're ready to become more profitable and more successful, joining is easy. Just head to profitsrs.com. That's profitsareus.com and click the Join the Profit Circle button right on the homepage. Because remember, profit is not a dirty word.
Hi, I'm Cindy Code with Project Evergreen, where we're making communities greener, healthier, and happier, 1 yard at a time. From parks to playgrounds to front lawns for military families, our volunteers give back by giving green. Want to make a difference with your talent and tools? Visit projectevergreen.org to volunteer, donate, or become a sponsor today. Together, we can grow a healthier, happier world. Project Evergreen, green spaces, healthy places.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Turfs Up Radio. Now you can catch us streaming live 24/7 with pro talk, pro tips, and pro interviews. Simply visit turfsupradio.com.
Now we're back to the quadrant. Angela disappeared. Her chair's empty. But she'll be back. Michael had a jet. But Michael dropped his answer to the question in the chat already, in the private chat. So I know what Michael's answer is. We'll do a quick run around of this one, and then I want to get to 2026 plans, things that you guys all need to be doing right now to make sure that you crush in 2026. I know it feels like we're not even done with 2025 yet, and it's time to hit the slow season maybe and relax a little bit, but there's wheels you need to put in motion now, sooner rather than later. You won't execute on it tomorrow, but you got to get the wheels going. What's Angela doing over there? See, she's moving around. What's she doing over there?
She's fixing the angle of the camera.
Yeah. Well, we all need it. We all want to watch this. This is fun. We all get to see how many times she moves this trying to get this thing right.
Okay.
Yeah. So Anthony Freeman said, "Can you make $300K without a website?" I know my answer. I want Chad to go first. We're gonna go Chad, Sean, Angela, me, and then Michael can finish this off because I already have his answer from the private chat. But Chad, what do you think? Can you make 300,000? I assume that's make 300,000 of revenue, not 300,000.
What does make mean? I mean, do you want to profit 300 or gross 300? I mean, it's vastly two different things. So, but let's just say he's wanting to make 300
revenue. Let's say revenue.
Okay, revenue 300. So then if he's 20-30%, he's making around 100K off that
maybe like
300K, maybe
60 to 90.
Okay, ish. And so, of course, you can. It just, but you know, a ton of ways that you'd have to do it, and it's a lot harder. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm sure. The reason I know, I have a client that does. He uses this Facebook as his website. So he does have a presence of something, and he's very active on his Facebook. He will not ever buy a website, and he does very well. He probably does about 800,000 a year. So yes, is it something that you want to? Is that something what I would coach to continue doing? Probably not. But then again, we get the subscription model. Are you a high ticket? Are you low ticket? It's a totally loaded question. I mean, so what does he do for a living? If we're pertaining to his answer, what's his job? What's his
he sells $300,000 cars.
yeah. So $300,000 exactly. I mean, that's just it, right? Are you an A player in a B market, or are you a B player in an A market? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a loaded question. I mean, could I do chimneys and do 300 without a website? Yes, I really, really could.
I would say now, like Michael built my website for me, but I don't know that a single client of ours. I know people have looked at it, but nobody uses us because they found us on our website. They know us because of the show and of going to conventions and stuff like that. I have a website, but I can confidently say we have hundreds of clients and none of them came from the website. We would have this exact same business without the website. We're going to start doing marketing to people that don't know us. And then I think a website gets really useful for us, but we're $1 million business. We don't have, effectively, we don't have a website. We do, but Angela, go.
So I get most of our referrals from not people that found us on Google and things like that, but the referrals, but people go to your website to see that you're legitimate.
Yeah.
So you might talk to somebody at a convention, somebody referred you, but almost everybody goes to the website to see that you have, I haven't visited your website in a while. Dan, they might laugh.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I haven't visited it either.
They might. I mean, I remember when it had like text on there and stuff like that. So it might.
Oh yeah, I left that up there for a while. That was fun.
Yeah. So it might not be perfect, but they're gonna go see that you have a URL to see that you're legitimate. So I think when I said why not, like you can find places even to make your own. Like why would you not have a website? It's a source of legitimacy, even if it has nothing to do with your marketing plan.
Yeah, it ain't gonna hurt. I should take that back. It could hurt if it really sucks, but in most cases, it's just gonna help. Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's depends on what they want. I tell people maybe that's what you want. It's just a $300,000 business. You're making $60,000 a year, and you can do that. And that's fine. If that's what you want, go for it. And that's fine. But if you want to grow and scale a business, you're not going to be able to do it without a website, I don't think. Google reviews and having an online presence and all that. I think it's depending on what they want to do. But and to your point, I thought of you immediately with this question. Is your website, mine's not very good at all either. And it's no reflection on who does it. It's a matter of we're not getting shit to them. They're begging us to make it better. And
the design looks great. The content is poor because the people provided the content.
But you're a rare breed, though, dude. There's not a lot of people that have your ability to attract people the way you do. And not a lot of people go around spending money on hunting trips and the Boob Association and all that stuff.
You're right. Well, and I think like Anthony's Southern Surface Cleaning and Pressure Washing. And so to Chad's point earlier, which is a lot of those clients, like early on, they're not going to be repeat clients. Like it's going to take a while before you get repeat work. And so the marketing gets more and more important. Whenever I talk about like building a marketing system, it starts with the infrastructure. You can run all the ads you want, but to Angela's point, if they don't go back and research you and find your infrastructure to say, like, is this person legit? Let me see some proof of their work. Let me see how many Google reviews they have. If you don't have a good GMB and a good website and a good Facebook page and like places for people to verify that you're credible and check you out before they like get a quote from you, you're going to leave a lot on the table because they don't know you. I have the benefit of, we have a few hundred clients and they all know me. It annoys my employees because I'm like, oh, this is just Chad, his buddy of mine. Oh, Sean? Yeah, he's a buddy of mine. Oh, yeah, this person? Oh, they're a friend of mine. So, like, I have the privilege of I get to work with a bunch of people that I know, and they are clients of mine.
Well, Well, the question here is this: is he asked, is it possible? Yes, but you better. I mean, it just sparked my memory when I just saw you pull up what he does, pressure wash, whatever. So I know a pressure washer that does $2 million. I don't know if he has a website. He does commercial car lots. He goes in there to car lots and washes the cars so they don't have to move them all. He charges like $2,500 a day and gets out most of the cars cleaned by just taking his truck and moving it and spraying and going. And so I went and stopped and talked to him one day when I was buying something for my daughter, I think a couple years ago. Started talking to him, became friends, had a beer with the guy, and you know what? $2.5 million. And it's all referral from dealer to dealer. So yes, is it possible? Is it probable? No.
Mike says he can't find my website with a Google search. I think I'm on page 3. Let's see. Yeah, I can't find it either. You'd have to go to bestdamnbookkeeping.com and actually type it in. But don't just Google search it, Mike. I don't know. It could be anywhere out there. The funny thing is, if you Google search Best Damn Bookkeeping, though, you get quite a few damn plot of hits. You get the Facebook page, you get the podcast, you get different YouTube things. You get enough. You just get me. You just get stuck with me. So
that's good, and that's good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael, to end with Michael's answer on Anthony's question there, he said, yes. That was it. Michael thinks you can build a $300,000 business without a website.
Yes.
Yes. Let's do this. Let's do a little. What's that, Angela?
But I said, why would you want to?
But why? Yeah. But why not have a $600,000 company in the same amount of time? How about that? Doug Brown. Doug Brown's in the house. Look at this guy. Doug Brown. There he is.
Got some guys out plowing, man, I bet.
Oh, God, yeah. That was me this morning. I was the annoying neighbor at 6 a.m. running the snowblower, waking everybody up.
Oh, you guys have snow?
Yeah, we got 8 inches, dog. We're making snow angels and all kinds of good stuff up here.
It's getting there. It's getting cold there now.
Yeah, it's cold. Let's do this. I want to go round robin here, and we'll keep going until we run out of stuff. It'll be like musical chairs. Just things that business owners, specifically home service business owners, ought to be doing right now, assuming they're going to hit a slow season here for a month or 2 or 3 or 4, depending on where they are. Things to be either getting ready to do or starting to do right now. I already kind of know what Sean's probably going to say, so I'm going to start with mine to give Chad and Angela a minute to think about theirs. And this is a thing I'm working on with a bunch of bookkeeping clients right now, which is if you are going to switch payroll services, which you should be using Gusto. I'm going to go so far as to put my Gusto link into the chat and just do yourself the favor and get on Gusto, because if you're using QuickBooks or basically anything else, you're missing out. The number one, we don't do payroll for people. We don't even do it. But if they're on QuickBooks payroll, and we use QuickBooks exclusively for bookkeeping, and their payroll is awful and their support is awful. Sorry, QuickBooks, it's bad. Just get Gusto. They're the best. So that's start doing that now, because you want to do it and run your first payroll in January in your new system. So if you're going to switch payroll systems, which if you're not on Gusto, you should be switching payroll systems and getting set up with Gusto. Grab my link there and start working on it now so that you can run your first payroll in January on a new system.
I have a very, very lesson learned advice for doing that. When you do that and you move payroll services in January, it is going to probably estimate 0 payroll taxes because it doesn't go off the month before. So what'll happen is you will not think about that, and by March you're going to have an IRS agent in your office. I know this because this happened to me in Bank of America made us move accounts from one to another because of our name change a long time ago, and ours, we had 60 employees, so not paying payroll taxes in January was around $25K. And then all of a sudden, my mom calls me up one day, who worked as the head of my call center, calls me up one day and goes, Chad, I have an IRS agent here for you. Oh. I said, well,
that doesn't sound awesome.
Can you tell her to leave whatever she has? And I'll just say, she says, no, she says she needs you here. She says she'll wait. I said, okay.
I will say, with Gusto, that doesn't happen. Not to say it couldn't happen, but they like make you put in all of your tax rates, which is why I say you got to start now. Like they won't let you run your first payroll without having all the different rates in there. Because they're going to end up paying it on your behalf. So they'll actually like stop your payroll, which is really frustrating because they'll send you a warning message like we ain't going to pay your employees. So you better get this data entered or you're going to have you ain't going to have an IRS agent. You're going to have however many employees you have knocking on your door, pissed off at you. Sean, like I said, I already probably know what you're going to say, but hit us with it.
I'll give you a little twist on it. I would say that during your slow time right now, I would put a high priority on figuring out what your why is in business and in your life, and reflect on that heartily, because I think it's a good time of year to do it. I think it's we kind of get the holiday season and that type of thing, and there's all think long and hard about that, and if you can get that written down and figured out. And really know who you are with it, you can move that into business. And that's called your vision in business, where you write a vision statement. What's the vision? Because most small business owners have a leadership problem. We look in the mirror, right? There's a leadership deficiency in home service space, especially for smaller, maybe $1 million, a little bit less. And there's certainly some in $5 and $10 million too. All right. But if we can get a vision, where are you leading people without a vision statement and getting buy-in, getting 100% buy-in? Once you get your vision statement, then your core values because your core values should be what are those attitudes and behaviors that are going to drive all of us with all the energy and momentum we have to that vision. Mm-hmm. And back to, I think it was maybe Michael's point, I can't remember who, all of a sudden you'll see, it might've been Chad, your culture starts to blossom from that. You don't really have to come up with some written, formal culture type of thing, because if you get,
here's our culture, we wrote it down on this document, sign it.
Right. What is that all about? If you all have the same vision and you're bought into it 150%, and everybody's in that direction with momentum and energy every single day, and you've got these certain attitudes and behaviors you've agreed on that are going to make this a world-class place to work and want to wake up every morning and come to work because you love it. Mm-hmm. Guess what your culture is going to be? It's going to take a life on of its own, and it's going to be fucking phenomenal.
Works out all right. Chad,
I got to go, guys. I appreciate everybody had fun today. I got a client that I'm late for.
All right, see you, bud.
Come to get a website.
Angela, what you got? What should somebody be working on right now?
I'm going to echo Sean that you need to take some time. If you are the business owner, you need to do some reflection. We are putting out our end of year Unique Genius workbook again, which I love. It's just reflection and getting aligned with your mission and vision. So that is so strong as a leader. Are you going into 2026 on purpose? This is the life I want to design. The life I want to design. I for so many years was guilty of this is the revenue number I want to hit. These are the goals and the numbers.
What's your goal? Oh, it must be a revenue number. That's what a goal is. I'll figure out how to get there later.
And I'll do different systems to get to a revenue number, regardless of if that revenue number has anything to do with I will be happy and my family will be happy. So getting back to what does a life look like that I want to design, and aligning with that? How do I make a business? I love helping people work in their unique genius, regardless of what the tool is. How do you live your life fully in your strengths and what lights you up? How do you love every day to do what you love to do and not what sucks? And how do we figure that out? And then how do you align your year and carve out? Damn, we have to figure out coming to Minnesota to Ice Festival.
I was just about. I didn't want to like bring it up. I'm glad you did. Cause I was about to say, no, you mean like getting up ice fishing?
Like we have this big ass calendar on our wall. Like, how do you put the big things first? That's your job as a business owner. Those are the things you should be doing. The big things. And then all the like payroll is important. All those things will come into place. But like if you don't get the big umbrella vision right, you're just chasing all the wrong things. And then we deal a lot with, what am I going to do with my staff right now? Like January is nothing. What is everyone going to do? I'm just going to fire everyone and start over because I don't have an organization.
Yeah. Yep.
There are
everybody hits the panic button.
Like there are things that your team can do, and that's the rest of the things. Like go research the new CRM, go implement the new CRM, go add things to our website, go make a plan to use automation, everyone be studying AI. And there's so much that your team can do in a month that will pay dividends over the year. So don't panic about what your team could be doing. Put them to work on all those details that you're trying to keep yourself busy thinking that you should do. And you as a business owner, do some big soul searching in those big things.
You said a couple other ones as we like wrap up here. CRM, like if you are going to switch your systems to help you achieve whatever that is that you're out there to achieve, don't try to switch CRMs when you're like in the busy season. Now is the time. Like now is the time to make that switch. The other one that comes to mind that was always really painful when we switched it, Sean, was the phone system. Just important. Like if we were switching phone systems, like it just felt like pulling teeth, man. It was always just more annoying than it seemed like it should be. It's a good time to switch bookkeepers too. If you got a bookkeeper that sucks, holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. Kalen in the house. Appreciate all these thoughts as a new business owners. Heck yeah. Here's my last one, and Sean, you can kind of take off with this one and give us your little shtick, and Angela chime in too. We know, I'm just going to back into this, and now's the time I need you guys to all start thinking about this, but we know the labor market is best starting in like early to mid-January. First week of January is tricky with New Year's and stuff like that, but once you start getting into the second week of January, the labor market is at its best, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse from there because less and less people are looking and more people are recruiting. And so your competition goes up and the amount of good applicants goes down over the course of the year. And so I just challenge you to like not wait until you need people to start recruiting. As Sean Day would say, and I'm going to take the words out of his mouth, recruiting and hiring are two different things. Like recruiting is what you do now to build relationships. We know the best labor market is about a month from now. Don't wait until January 10th to be like, okay, I'm going to figure out how to do recruiting now. Like if your workload is slowing down, and as we said earlier, if employees aren't your most important thing in your business, they're tied for most important thing in your business with the customers. And so start building that process now. It'll take a month for you to even like build a good process, and use Hire Lead Chill, use Angela and Unique Genius, use somebody that's an expert in those systems and processes to help you get the people that you need. Not saying you have to hire them right now, but like you need to have all the systems and processes built for 1 month from now to then start doing the recruiting to get the people that you need to bring them on in March or April or whenever it is that you need them. But for sure, for the love of God, do not wait until March and April to start trying to find people. Most of the good ones are gone. We have data for years and years and years and years that shows us this. Sean, tell him. You tell him, boy.
It is. Recruiting again, it's a lot like marketing. You're just building relationships with people around your community. I mean, what harm is it to meet a guy named Joe or a lady named Sue and sit down and have them in your office to talk about a tremendous opportunity for a career they can have with your business? When is that too soon? Never. That's never too soon to do that, ever, right? So I would say a couple statistical things in January to back up Dan's outline there. What he talked
Rant.
about.
I think it was a rant.
I was looking for so many polite words and so many shitty words were coming to the forefront of my mind. On that rant, is January application flow actually goes up like about 40-50% from December. That in itself should tell you a lot. That means that there are these things that are increasing supply, and those are people. And those are people that are smart people, not waiting till the last minute like our C employees do, and not planning properly like our C employees do, and not waiting till the last second. These are people that are thinking ahead, planning, putting goals together, and wanting to stabilize what they're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. That's the perfect time to reach out to them when they're hot, right? They're New Year resolution. What is
and they've got a
doing?
job. Like they've got a job.
It's 4%, 96% chance they've got a job, right? Mm-hmm. And I would say this, it's an auction. Most of us go on Indeed. That's the number one spot, love it or whatever, hate it. That's where we go. 90% of us to go find employees as far as technicians, right? So it's an auction. You've got an auction with diamonds, okay? And those are diamonds that you want.
They're very inexpensive because nobody else even knows they're for sale.
There's nobody bidding on those diamonds. Now, if you wait until February and March, 20 other people are going to come in there and want to bid on those diamonds. Guess what happens to the price of those diamonds? And as those diamonds start to go away, once the last set of diamonds are gone, you're going to have this thing called cow shit eventually coming to the surface, and you're going to
up next for bid.
Yes, and you're going to spend more money.
The turkey that Angela won on The Price is Right a couple weeks ago. Angela, that lady never got back to me. I know. Funny. If I find a turkey like that, I'm gonna get it for you. But it's still out there. That turkey's still somewhere. Might be in their garbage by now. They might have just thrown it away.
I'm disappointed.
All right, me too.
Wait, I thought you had that on Express.
I mean, I wish I did.
Apparently not.
No.
Okay.
She never got back. To me. She never got back to me.
Man, that would have been cool seeing it. Angela posting it.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Maybe she just doesn't check her email much.
How much did that cost again?
Angela, what was your winning exact bid?
Not very much.
I believe it's $3.
Okay. For those listening, go on ahead back for our Thanksgiving episode.
You're gonna want to watch
and let us know. Yeah, let us know.
Pure entertainment. Angela, any closing thoughts?
I agree with all that, Sean. I love the diamond to cow shit analogy.
I'm just glad you didn't. If Ben was here, it would have turned into a cow semen analogy, and then we'd be off in a whole nother direction.
Dude,
Louise.
Dad.
I also think that people don't invest. Not only are they not finding the people and like warming them up for March, but people wait way too late to hire people. There's like, I am not going to hire someone until I'm in the middle of the chaos. And then they're frustrated because whoever it is on your team, whether it be your admin, your back-end support, or your technician, can't catch up when you are throwing them into the fire. And
I did that with Mira, our new tax person from Unique Genius. I totally I meant to do it sooner, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh shit, we need to get a tax person on." And I'm like, "Hey Mira, can you just start doing the job? I don't really know what your job is, but can you just start doing it? Is that okay?
Can you just start doing it?"
So you just start doing the job.
I just encourage people make the investment in the off season. People don't hire in the off season and think I have to keep the costs low. It is an investment in your business. It's not an expense, whether you are funding it with cash flow or I'd say a controversial opinion is those are the things to use operating notes for. You hire people and you get ready and you prep them. And your team is getting ready in January and February so you can hit the ground running. Everyone on your team, you're not just recruiting, but those are the things that people that you're like an infant in the business, an adolescent in the business, or the wisdom in the business of people that have owned a business and and own a business and starting over again, I guarantee you the difference is this is your first time owning a business, and people that have done it and are wisdom, they're like, I'm hiring my team. I am getting us all ready. I'm investing in my people. So we are all ready to go. And we are like at this level when we go in March. And that's the difference. You're not taking a risk. You're not gambling. You are making an investment in your most important asset, your people, right now, getting them all trained up and ready to go so that you are rocking and rolling in March.
That just hits it over the fence, because part of that too, to piggyback on Angela, I mean, you just nailed it, is if I was to make a choice, do I want to be 2 or 3 weeks early on hiring or 2 or 3 weeks late? I'm here to tell you, you're going to lose tens of thousands of dollars in produced revenue if you wait those 2 or 3 weeks or a month too late. You're not going to lose revenue at all. In fact, you'll gain revenue, and you'll have a better equipped team ready to go out that's trained. And like Angela said, you know, it's not like you're hiring some guy off the street to run a 100-yard dash and you're going to be going crazy. This guy you got to get somebody, train that person, make him do all these things, get him in shape, then throw him on the starting blocks and see what he does. You got to be 2 or 3 weeks early or a month early. You cannot be 3 weeks or a month late. You'll lose tens of thousands. And last thing I'll say is, I'm going to have Jai post my calendar. So anybody out there that wants to talk to me for 30 minutes or whatever it is, I will literally help you put together a game plan, answer all your questions. I'll put a game plan and a strategy together with you. You don't need to use Hire, Lead, and Show to do that, so it doesn't cost you a dime, and I'll help you put together your strategy, all right? And by the time we're done with that phone call, you're going to want to hire, Lead, and Show.
That's the idea. That's the idea. But get it right. And Angela, let me wrap up by saying this. You mentioned like investing in your people. When I restarted with Best Damn Bookkeeping, like we started at $0 a little over 2 years ago, and I left a $1 million bookkeeping business that it took me about 6 years to build. And in 2 years, we rebuilt the whole thing because I had done it before, right? I had the confidence to be like, this is an investment. I know exactly what I'm building. I know exactly who I need. And hey, Marty, I need a little bit more money because I got to go hire a couple more people, and I need Sean to give me a couple of these, and I need Angela to find me a few of these. And we started in the hole, right? Because I was investing and I was bringing on the people before we had the revenue for them to produce. But we were building, we were investing, we were training. And how fast we were able to grow this business with the right people. Like, thank God I know the two of you and have the resources to get the right people, right? Because if you just go hire people and they're the wrong people, like you're just going to spin your wheels, and then you're going to be like, oh shit, I just spent a bunch of money on some shit. But use the right people to help you find the right people, aka Sean and Angela, and that, like, what that did for Best Damn Bookkeeping was outrageous. How fast we were able to grow, and that, like, and that lesson doesn't change. Like, get the people before you need them, because like Angela said, if you bring them in when you need them, it's too late. And then usually the good ones are like, this is so chaotic. Like, and so like you guys are on fire here. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go find something else that doesn't suck. Like, this place sucks. You gotta be proactive. Gotta go get them. All right. We're only like 15 minutes over on today's episode. That's not too bad, I guess. I got to jump on with employee and work on some stuff. That was a good one. We'll be on next week, but I'm thinking the week after next will be Christmas Eve. So we'll probably, we might take a little hiatus after next week. Maybe take a couple weeks off and do some holiday stuff. We'll see. I got a little. I mean, we can still come on and hang out.
We'll be gone. We'll be gone for a while. I will be gone. Next week we'll be in Egypt at the pyramid.
You can jump on from your phone. You got plenty of cell signal to get up to the top of the pyramid. You have such good cell signal.
We'll do your segment. This segment.
Yeah, where in the world? Yeah, where in the world?
That'll be perfect. That'll be a perfect place to do where in the world from. I got Cole Sickafus coming on tonight, and Clay Davis will be on tonight. I think Ben Smith, the bull seaman connoisseur, we'll probably be
She's
on
dancing
tonight.
like an Egyptian.
Oh man, it's a party.
This is gonna be a part where we're doing a little hunt recap from our Illinois trip, from our business owner Illinois trip. So we'll be having some fun. I'll be drinking my NA beers, still rocking the NA beers, see-through NA beers. Ooh, that's cool. All right, business nerds. We'll see you tonight, 8:00 Central. You can be late though. It's fine if you're late. I'm usually late. Peace out. Oh, you guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn yourself some pride. That's how we're supposed to close out the show. Okay, now
There
peace
we
out.
go.
Good job, man.
Yeah.